Your parents bought their home for $100,000. Today, it's worth $2 million, and you think you just inherited a financial blessing. But what most families don't realize until it's too late is this. You could lose a significant portion of that inheritance to taxes almost overnight. And the worst part, most of it is completely avoidable if you understand the rules. Hi, I'm Paula Aragone with Aragone and Associates. We've helped hundreds of families across Orange County navigate inherited properties while maximizing value and minimizing stress. We also work closely with the state attorneys, CPAs, and fiduciaries to ensure every decision aligns with our bigger financial picture. Because in these situations, strategy is what we do. Today, I'm breaking down the 3 buckets that can either protect your inheritance or quietly erode it if you don't understand them. Let's start with one that surprises almost everyone, which is Proposition 19. Before 2021, you could inherit a home, keep it as a rental, and keep the original low property taxes. That is no longer the case. Today, unless you move into the property as your primary residence, your property taxes are reassessed to current market value. So that $1,200 tax bill, it can easily become $20,000 or even $30,000 overnight. And this is where many people get it wrong. They hold on to the property thinking it's a great investment without realizing the new tax bill wipes out their cash flow. So what looked like an asset quietly becomes a liability. This is why your real estate decision should always align with your CPA and financial strategy, because this is not just about keeping a home, it's about keeping it intelligently. Now, let's talk about some good news. And this is one of the most powerful tax advantages available. It's called the step-up in basis. When you inherit a property, the IRS resets its value to the market value at time of death. So if the home was purchased for $100,000 and it's worth now $2 million, your taxable gain resets to that current value. Which means if you sell close to that value, you could pay little to no capital gains. But here's where strategy becomes critical. Timing matters. If you hold to that property and the market increases, now you have created a taxable profit. We've helped clients navigate this exact situation, selling at the right time to minimize or eliminate unnecessary tax exposure. That's not luck, that's the Aragone way. Now, let me show you what this actually looks like in real life, because this is where strategy becomes a measurable difference. At Aragone and Associates, our approach is simple. We focus on maximizing value while minimizing stress. And that's not just a tagline. It's a very specific strategy. We had a property in Newport Beach, 1436 West Bay. At that time of passing, 2 different agents advised the family to sell as is for around $5 million. That would have been the easy route, fast, simple, and leaving a lot of money on the table. We took a different approach. We stepped in and handled everything: strategic improvements, full preparation, professional staging. We completed all of it in about 5 weeks. Then we launched to the market and sold that property for $7.2 million, all cash, within the very first open house. Start to finish, just about 2 months. That's over $2 million more than what they were originally advised to accept. And here's where it gets even more important, because we moved quickly and sold within that key time frame. The estate did not create additional capital gains exposure from appreciation, which means the family didn't just make more money, they kept more of what they made. That's the difference between selling a house and executing a strategy. Now let's talk about the one that people hear about the most, the federal estate tax. The good news, most families won't be affected. Right now, the exception is around 15 million per person. But if an estate exceeds that amount, the tax rate can be about 40%. We had one of those cases, and the IRS wants their money. And here's what's important to understand: the IRS doesn't want real estate, they want liquidity, which means families are sometimes forced to sell assets quickly, not because they want to, but because they need to create cash. Here's the part that no one talks about enough. When you inherit a home, emotions often drive the decision. You want to keep it, you want to hold on to the memories, and that's completely understandable. But the right decision isn't always emotional, it's strategic. And if you're an attorney, CPA, or financial advisor watching this is where coordinating matters most. Because once decisions are made without alignment, they can be very difficult to reverse. We're always happy to collaborate behind the scenes to help ensure the real estate strategy supports the overall plan. If you have inherited a property in California, this is not just a real estate decision, it's a tax strategy decision. And getting it wrong can cost you tens of thousands of dollars, sometimes hundreds of thousands of dollars. And if you want clarity on your specific situation, use the confidential link in bio to request a private strategic call. Don't let taxes quietly take what your family worked a lifetime to build. I'm Paula Aragone with Aragone and Associates, and remember, strategy is what we do. I'll see you next time.